as summer comes rolling along, now coming to an end as I speak before we hit Labor Day, the common reality is people don't think about something now that they think about later that they'd be better off to think about now, which is tax loss harvesting. Tax loss harvesting is a very simple concept that says you've got embedded gains in this stock, this portfolio that would result in capital gains taxes, but you've also got these other stocks over here that you have losses in on paper. If you realize those losses, you can then either use them immediately against gains so that you end up netted, or you can roll them forward into the future to use against gains that you may occur in the future. And you can carry them year to year to year to the extent you want. The trick here is not to do the mistake that so many people do, which is to take a stock that's down, sell it at the bottom to try to capture the tax loss benefit, and then turn around and watch it go straight up because you would have been better off if you had husbanded that gain. The feature that occurs regularly is as you move to year end, since taxes are done on a calendar year basis, in December, people go to their accountant. Their accountant says, you've got these gains you've already taken over here. You'd be better off if you could get some losses. And then they scramble to try to get losses before year end, doing it when everyone else is doing the same thing and often doing it in exactly the same stocks, the ones that are already down the most for that year. What happens regularly, pretty darn often after that, is once you get to the end of the year, in January, those stocks pop back up. They pop back up really strongly, offsetting the pressure that they had from people that have been selling them down in December. So what I've long advocated is that just like you want to buy your skis in the summer to use in the winter because you're going to get them cheaper, and you want to get your straw hat that you'd wear in the summer in the winter because you're going to get it cheaper, in just that same way, it's toward the end of summer, before other people start thinking about tax losses, that you might think about what is it that we have, that we own, that has a loss in it, that we can sell. There are two ways to think about it. One is buy it back 30 days later because you have to be out of it for a period of time to make it qualify. And then you've got to hope that it doesn't bounce back big time before then, or replace it with another stock that you have a basis for believing will act almost identical to it. So if you think about stocks, they kind of fall into categories where they're either pretty unique and they don't correlate tightly with anything, or they act a lot like a lot of other stocks, and you can sell the one and replace it with one that acts almost identical to it, which would be therefore down about the same amount as it was, probably from the same basic sector and industry, probably of similar size. And then you replace the sale with that one, and they move forward similarly. It gets trickier if you don't have that replacement capability, and there you've got to be just a lot more careful that you're confident you can buy it back 30 days later. But that's a good without it having gone straight up, but that's a good reason to do it earlier in the year, not in December when everyone else is doing the same thing, forcing them down with an artificial spring that helps them pop back up in January when everyone stopped. So this concept is one where you could turn to an advisor for help. You could do it yourself. But tax loss harvesting is something, if done well and not when everyone else is doing it, can actually do a good job of helping you minimize your tax bill. If you do it at the same time everyone else is doing it, it's likely to be a very expensive proposition. Subscribe to the Fisher Investment YouTube channel if you like what you've seen. Click the bell to be notified as soon as we publish new videos.